gotta focus on yourself, on your faith, on your dreams, on your mind, on your health, yeah. You gotta work, never tell, keep your head down, find what you love and excel, yeah.
The phone I have with me today is the Redmi K100 Pro Max. But is it really a major upgrade over the previous generation? Well, the processor is basically the same. Almost everything else, though, gets a pretty serious upgrade.
A quick shout out to my tech partner from China for sharing this video. A big thank you for making this possible. Hey everyone, it's Michael from techiestreet. If you love staying updated with the latest gadgets, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on our exciting tech content.
Let's start with the color. This is Cabernet Sauvignon Red, the signature color of the K100 Pro Max. It's a deep wine red finish that looks seriously premium. The design still carries a lot from the K90 Pro Max. Button placement is familiar and the camera bezel looks similar. But one detail immediately stands out. The small Bose speaker on the right is noticeably larger. The camera module has changed too. The lenses don't stick out as much anymore. The whole setup is flatter and feels much more integrated. Another change is the smooth transition around the frame. This entire section is metal, giving the phone a more solid, refined feel. The back may look frosted, but it actually feels surprisingly smooth. Interestingly, the key fob uses a similar material. Now, the first major upgrade is the display, and this one deserves your attention. The K100 Pro Max uses M11 luminous material. And no, this isn't Samsung's M11. It comes from Huaxi Optoelectronics. Green pixel efficiency is up 20%, while overall display efficiency improves by 8%. It's also the first K100 Pro series phone with PTSF technology, allowing for wider color gamut coverage. Then there's super pixel technology. This can make images look sharper than a traditional 2K display while using less power, and even less than some 1.5K screens, so you get sharper visuals without the usual power cost. The refresh rate jumps to 185 Hz. Manual brightness reaches 900 nits, while local peak brightness can hit 4,500 nits. And outdoors, especially in direct sunlight, the display's brightness efficiency is seriously impressive. The speakers have been upgraded too. The small speaker looks much better, and there's even a lighting effect when music is playing. Wow, that actually looks really good. The red lighting works with a white light strip, moving with the music and making the speaker area feel much more dynamic. For audio hardware, Redmi uses two 1115D full-screen symmetrical speakers, plus a dedicated subwoofer and a 1620 MHz processor handling the audio experience. Now let's talk performance. The K100 Pro Max uses the 5th generation Snapdragon 8 Gen 8, and honestly, it's still one of Android's most powerful processors. In benchmarks, it can easily break 4 million points, which we already know is seriously powerful. But here's the big question: why not use the upcoming Snapdragon chip? Personally, I think cost is the main reason. That newer chip would almost certainly push the price higher. And it's not just chips. Memory, storage, and camera sensors are getting more expensive too. So, as more flagship phones launch with the newest processors, prices will likely climb noticeably. And that's exactly where the K100 Pro Max could become interesting. If Redmi can launch it at a genuinely competitive price, this combination of flagship-level hardware and aggressive pricing could make the phone a very attractive option. Of course, all of this only matters if the price is right. And remember, the K100 Pro Max is still a gaming-focused phone. That's why Redmi added a second dedicated graphics chip, bringing features like Super Frame and Super Resolution for a better gaming experience. The Rage mode also gets major underlying optimization, pushing performance even further. Several games are already optimized for 185 Hz. CF Mobile and Subway Surfers can hit 185 FPS, while even Genshin Impact can reach 185 FPS without frame drops. We also tested Genshin Impact, CF Mobile, and Subway Surfers, so you can see how the phone performs in real use. But there's one thing that really surprised me: the touch response in CF Mobile. It feels incredibly fast. The phone supports 4800Hz touch sampling and Hot Zone Touch 2.0. That makes swipes and finger movements feel extremely responsive, especially important in fast-paced games. For Genshin Impact, I'd also recommend enabling Super Resolution and Super Frame. The visuals and movement become noticeably smoother compared with the standard 60 FPS experience. Now let's talk cameras, and honestly, I'm pretty happy with them. The main camera uses a 200 megapixel sensor. The telephoto appears unchanged from the previous generation with 5 zoom, and there's also an ultra-wide camera. It also handles relatively close-up shots well. For the actual image quality, check out the sample photos. Most are straight out of the camera. I only made minor tone adjustments on some shots and occasionally added a film-style look. Overall, the color reproduction is quite accurate. And finally, the battery. This is where things get crazy. The K100 Pro Max packs a massive 9070 mAh battery. That's getting surprisingly close to 10,000 milliamps. It's a huge upgrade over the previous generation. You also get 100-watt fast charging plus wired and wireless reverse charging. So after seeing everything the K100 Pro Max offers, is it the right phone for you? Honestly, it depends on what you need. If you already own the K90 Pro Max, I wouldn't rush to upgrade for performance alone. The K90 is already extremely powerful, so the processor difference probably isn't enough. But if you're coming from something older like the K80 or K70, or you're using a competing phone, the K100 Pro Max is already a seriously powerful option. You could always wait for the next generation, and that's completely fine. But remember, smartphone prices are likely to keep rising. And that's everything for today's K100 Pro Max video. Have any questions? Drop them in the comments. I'm Han Feng, and I'll see you in the next video. See you next time!